Alright, what is up, guys? Back again with BAM from I don't even know how long ago. I mentioned a couple times I have quite a few old videos I still have to edit and look over. So yeah, this is from the only locals I've entered on BAM because I usually lend this deck out against my buddy who's on Dark Worlds. We usually don't have any Dark World players at locals, so I'm pretty sure my buddy had been cooking in this locals. I don't remember if he's X1 or if he's 2-0. I think we had a weird number of entrants, so I don't remember if he got paired down with me because I lost round 2. But he just goes turn 1, summon Tour Guide, overlay into Zen mains. This is telling me that he doesn't really have any aggressive plays he wants to make. Sitting on Zen mains is something Dark Worlds will do as they try to find discard spells. So he just wants to leave the game right here. I'm gonna go Gear Frame, search Fortress. Is this I'm trying to remember. This is a while ago. Okay, cool. I remember one of the games I had a 3 Fortress hand, but it doesn't look like it's this one. So I'm just gonna pass there. So Fortress is a little bit weird into Dark Worlds because Fortress's discard effect is mandatory and will trigger the Dark World, both Dark World effects. So Dark World monsters have the effect for when they're discarded by card effect, but they have a second effect when discarded by opponent's card effect, which makes the Dark World mirror match kind of weird. Not that I would know since I've never played Dark Worlds, but anyways, he summons his second Tour Guide, so he drew both Tour Guides, and I'm not sure what he's going to make with this one. Probably like a Leviathan to just push a little bit of damage, go on the offensive a little bit. You can see my hand is Gorz, Grand Soil, Book of Moon, Fortress. Maybe it's double Grand Soil. Man, I'm moving them quick. Book of Moon, Grand Soil, Fortress, Gorz. Maybe it's double. I'm not sure. And then he goes into this Moozer blah 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 Djinn monster. So this is like the Coward's Acid Golem. This thing boosts up to 3,000 when it attacks into you, but it doesn't have the same stipulations that Acid Golem has. Looks like I drew into a Reckless Greed, and I'm going to set it. And I have a Gorz in hand. And a Book. I like Book in this deck. I know other people are not huge on it. That's like one of those flex slots that you can use a card like Chalice, maybe like a second Veiler, Book, Compulse. This was before Compulse started finding its way into band main decks. Like I said, this is from a while ago. Now this is awkward. So ideally I would activate Reckless and drop my Gorz, but this Muza blah 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 thing is going to be able to swing over my Gorz, so I don't want to, and then he just attacks for 16, so now I think I'm in an awkward position where I'm gonna have to discard for hand size after I pick up this Trooper. If I don't make a play, and I don't have any good plays to make. So I just go Trooper, mill, all 3 cards that I needed, Storm, which is great into Dark Worlds, the second Reckless Greed, which would have been lovely, or a trade-in. I just hate milling so much. This is always how it goes. Many times I've just considered setting a card Trooper when playing Psychics that mill, and yeah, this card just disrespects me all the time. But okay, so we swing over his Muza thing, and he is sitting on beige Zen mains. We've given him a lot of turns to accumulate resources, and he still doesn't make any play. His field spell would have been live by now, so he doesn't have a field spell, it seems. He hasn't activated any spell cards. So I'm assuming he's sitting on a handful of Dark World monsters. Now, with the Trooper being destroyed, I believe I draw into 7 cards. And I still don't have a great way to clear this mains, it looks like. So we have, I believe, 2 Urts in grave. We have Frame Trooper. We have Gorz in hand, Fortress, Book of Moon. So I'm just going to drop the and I have to banish from hand. Yeah, I think I had double Grand Soil. So, unfortunately, I have to banish from hand. This feels horrible. Would have loved to have drawn that trade in. and I'll just swing over. And this is also bad because I probably should have set my Book of Moon so he can't just Zen Mains crash into my my because I don't want him to just have an easy time clearing this Maybe it's low value on my book, but I'm going to lose this like this. Yeah, this doesn't feel good. His Zen Mains is actually getting value here because he doesn't even take any damage from swinging into my And I still have not fired my Reckless. I draw a Cannon. So I can Cannon send for Fortress. That doesn't feel great into the Zen Mains. Oh, it looks like I have a second so I could Cannon. My options here are I can set a book and make my Gores even worse, flip my Reckless and hope to draw into a offensive play, or I can just special my Fortress, special my So it looks like I fire my Reckless. This doesn't feel good, but the likelihood of me finding the third Reckless is pretty low because that Trooper unfortunately milled one of them, so I only have one left in my deck. And I'm in a position where I need to make a play because I don't want to discard for hand size. So this is interesting. I pitch my card D, but card D is right now I'm draw locked. So card D is one of the only ways to get through my my deck. So I could have pitched the Cannon from my hand, but I must want to use it to reborn this Fortress. But Fortress isn't even that great because you'll see here I'm actually conflicted with whether I should be swinging into the gear frame, the Zen Mains, and forcing him to target me, or clearing the Zen Mains. So I know his hand is full of Dark World monsters, and he summoned both of his tour guides. He also doesn't have a Trance Archfiend, or else he would have normal summoned it and pitched. So I'm pretty sure his hand is literally all Dark World monsters. I know he doesn't have gates, and any of the spells he probably would have used by now. Any of the traps he probably would have set. So I'm worried that his hand is all Dark World monsters. I swing in first with Fortress because if I swing with he should just let it die because he would take damage from the Fortress attack, not the attack. Okay, so he gets to see 4 new cards. I guess 3 because he definitely drew into the upstart off the Reckless or the draw for turn. Yeah, he flips his Reckless, finds his gates, sets some cards. Not sure why he's setting before gates. Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense because he doesn't know what he's going to draw off this gates, and I assume he's going to pitch a Brow and draw 2 or pitch a Snow. Oh, he pitches a Grapha. Oh, he sets because he's hoping to target my Fortress and just have Dark World monsters in his hand, but it looks like he drew an upstart off of it, so he targeted my That's interesting. Yeah, he was hoping to trigger the Fortress. So this, again, is confirming what I believe, which is his hand is full of Dark World monsters, but he just kept hitting upstarts. Normal summons the Brow. I chain Max C. This is about as good as it's going to get from Max C, unless he has, like, a big card destruction turn with, like, Silvas and shit in his hand. And now he's contemplating whether or not he wants to bounce for Grapha. Obviously, you don't want to lose your oh, he doesn't. Wow, okay, I don't agree with that. So you don't want to lose. You don't want to give your opponent cards with Max C, but you also have to think about this is like a 1-for-1 trade. He just traded my draw for his Brow. He could have gotten that Brow to his hand, dropped Grapha, all for me to draw 1 off the Max C. I actually think that's a worthwhile trade. So I think that was a mistake on his part to not just bounce for Grapha. But I get it. He doesn't want to let me see any cards. I just think that when you're deciding on how many draws you give your opponent on Max C, you have to think about like how each special summon trades with a card in their hand. And I think that it's a worthwhile trade for him to return the Brow and special summon a Grapha. But okay, so he specials a Silva. Yeah, I know not all Dark World lists are on this Silva. Back in the day, people were always playing Silva, but looks like he has like an ulti, which is probably what drove his decision. I get it. I hate when people do this. I think this is like usually not good to gates over your gates. Like the gates is a +1 when you resolve. So I don't like giving back pluses. But he's just trying to move through his deck. And I pitch that cannon. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have minded having a card. So I don't know if it was right to hold on to the cannon. Because I also had a level 8 I could discard, but it was my Grand Soil, which is like my big payoff, so I don't know. Okay, so he finally does it. He is able to make his hand all Dark World monsters. He targets my fortress with his Grapha. My hand has 2 Grand Soils in it, and then the other cards are Gores and Gearframe, I believe. So it's 50-50 because Grapha's second effect is he gets to look at my hand, and he gets to try to special summon a monster from it. The other ones are really good. I don't want to give them to him. Like Silva, I think returns 2 cards on the field to the deck or something like that, and or from the hand to the deck. And then what else does he have? Snow. I don't remember what Snow does. I think it's special summon something. But here, most likely he is not going to hit my a monster that can be special summon, because 2 of the cards in my 4-card hand are Grand Soils. And he hits a Grand Soil. Take it back right away. Don't even let him touch my Grand Soil. Good work. So he doesn't get that special effect off of the Grapha. He pops my Book of Moon. I book his Silva, so now he cannot bounce it for Grapha. He probably has a bunch of spells set. His build of Dark Worlds actually plays more real traps than most people. Like I see him playing like Bottomless and things like that. But yeah, you see that he set the Reborn, so now he's going to go double Grapha. And it looks like he's thinking about flipping spells. I'm at 6,000, so this is lethal because the Graphas are 3,000. But I drop the Gores in attack position because the Gores is as big as the Grapha. That token could have been in defense position. Yeah, because it's 3,000, it's a fairy type monster. That token could have been in defense position so that he can't crash with it, but I must be okay with him crashing a Grapha for some reason. I think that it would have been fine to have that in defense position, but it doesn't matter because he's going to overlay the Graphas into this Sun Dragon and pop both. And I have 5 Earths in grave now, and he knows about the Grand Soil, so he should know that he is going to get hit with a Grand Soil right now. He's at 3,000, so this doesn't technically represent lethal because I can Grand Soil grab... it does actually represent lethal because I can Grand Soil grab his Grapha and then I can Sun Dragon him and swing for game, but I actually have a second Grand Soil, so I am going to get my second Grand Soil off, and I also have a Gear Frame, so I can special the second Grand Soil, special his second Grapha, and then I can normal summon Gear Frame, pitch Cannon for Fortress, after I overlay 2 of these for Sun Dragon, and my board would be like Grapha, Sun Dragon, Gear Frame, Fortress, something like that. Oh, I don't even grab his Grapha, I grab an Earth just to attack over, and he reveals it's all spells that he set. I wonder why I didn't fire that card destruction. Wow, he saw my Grand Soil that was live in hand, and he didn't card destruction it. That I didn't realize that. That seems like a mistake, but... Okay, game 2. Yeah, my friend, he doesn't really play Dark Worlds very often. You can see I open with the Gemini Imps. I think people at locals were mentioning that like nobody's brought Dark Worlds, so people stopped siding Gemini Imps. But to my advantage, I haven't played my BAM deck, so I haven't touched my side deck, so it had Gemini Imps in it. I didn't even know he was playing Dark Worlds. He opens Tour Guide again, and it looks like he's just going to chill on Zen Mains again. Okay. So this isn't like the strongest turn 1 play, especially because I have the Gemini Imp, so I'm going to kind of control the pace of this game. I also have a live trade-in and an MST. Looks like, oh, this is the game. I think I have 3 fortresses in my hand. So I'm actually thinking about doing something like extremely aggressive, and I can pitch Fortress, Special Fortress, Reborn Fortress, overlay Big Eye, and take the Zen Mains, which is kind of nice if you don't believe the Dark World sets. Looks like I'm thinking about doing it. Yeah, I mean, I don't... Oh, I'm going to attack. Interesting. Oh, so I might be even more greeding into this. I might be attacking so that I can take his Big Eye, his Zen Mains in main phase 2 and use the Zen Mains pop effect on my board. But he actually torrentials on my Fortress Summon, and then he Zen Mains the Starlight Road that he had set. So he had Starlight Road set too. That's kind of crazy. I would never expect Starlight Road in that deck. But yeah, that wasn't a really good trade, honestly. I pitched double Fortress and he lost Torrential Starlight. So like his Torrential Zen Mains didn't go plus. So I didn't really like that trade. But my hand is Imps, Fortress, Reborn, MST. So I have the MST for his gates, and I have the Imps for any discard spell. So he does not have any way to get his engine going. He needs to MST my MST before he can even really play, because there's not going to be any... Wow, this is crazy. He drew his 4th tour guide in 2 games. That's crazy. Damn, he just raw drew all of his tour guides both games. Okay, so he will be able to play. Okay, so... Damn, that's crazy. He's not going to switch his Zen Mains, that's fine. He's just going to poke in for 1,000. And then he does not attack with the Brow. It looks like he's playing really fast, and he probably is, but this video is also sped up quite a bit. So it looks like I pull into a Gear Frame. That's a great draw. Oh my god, I think I misplayed really bad this turn. Oh, dude, I remember this. Yeah, I fuck up this turn so bad. I plan out my turn, and then I just forget. Yeah, you'll just see. I just forget to attack in... I make my play in main phase 1 when I was supposed to make it in main phase 2. So it looks like I just passed, but what I'm thinking about doing is clearing one of his Zen Mains and then Big Eyeing his other Zen Mains, and it would have been awesome, but... So he sets 1, so I want my play to go off next turn, and I decide I'm going to do it. So I have a Fortress in grave, a Fortress in hand, and I draw the Gear Frame, yep. So I'm going to Gear Frame, search Cannon, and then I will pitch my Cannon, Special Fort, and then I believe I Reborn the other Fort. And what I'm supposed to do here is Fort into the mains with 1 material, and then main 2 overlay the forts so that they can't be bait for his Dark World effects like last game, and take the Zen Mains, which would be really a great field if I went Big Eye plus Zen Mains, but I fucked this up, so I don't clear his Zen Mains. I just forget to. So there's the fort. Oh, it's an Interesting. Am I gonna reborn my fort? I don't think I needed to drop this I would have rather... Yeah, this is pretty dumb. I don't know why I dropped this It doesn't really do anything here. So I take my fort, and then I'm really hasty and I overlay. Yeah, you see I'm playing way too fast. This is why I try to play slow. And then I think I realize immediately, like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, fuck. I can't fucking clear this. Yeah, you can tell I'm frustrated. Yeah, I played way too fast. That's why I like to play slow. But our game 1 was very long, and yeah, I just rushed, and now I'm not even going to swing into the Zen Mains. I put the there, so now he has a really friendly crash in for the Zen Mains that I left him. Very stupid. That Zen Mains should be gone. I shouldn't have even summoned this and yeah, not smart. Then he finds his Foolish. So I get mega punished, but that's okay. This is what I get for rushing. Again, that's why I like to take my time with my plays. Like, you could see that I had thought out my turn, and then I just acted very quickly. He has the Reborn also. Bounces for Grapha, Foolish Reborn. And then the Allure, so 3 limited cards right there. So I wonder what he drew into, because I assumed it was the Foolish or the Reborn. So he was holding Allure. Oh, maybe he was holding Allure because he didn't have a monster. And the Reborn found him the monster? Yeah, maybe that's what it was, because I'm not sure why. Oh, did he swing into my... Wow, he swung into my gear frame instead of the... So he took damage right there he didn't need to. And now he's found the gates. Ouch. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting fried a little bit. Now the Silva comes down in main 2. So my would have been so much better if I left it in hand, because he doesn't have any way to clear it, but now I gave... Yeah, this is just horrible. Fortunately, I had another in my hand. Looks like I drew into a Reckless. But really bad play on my part right there, and I get punished immediately. But at least I did end up getting Zen Mains with this big eye, even though I let him keep his and gave him a clear for my looks like, did he not have any Dark Worlds in his grave? That's interesting. And then, yeah, this Gates is actually the only way he can discard, because like I said, I've been holding this Gemini Imps. So I'm going to mains crash his mains so that I can use the effect to pop the gates. So then he needs to find one of his 2 remaining gates in order to play the game to get discards going. Oh, it looks like I forgot. He's like, you have to banish. Yeah. I'm like, ah, shit, my bad. Yeah, you can see I'm like thinking too far ahead and I'm not like locked into the moment. And then I clear the Silva because he can just resummon the Grapha, and then my Zen Main's going to pop, or I guess his Zen Mains is going to pop his gates. So now he has to find another gates, otherwise he's not going to be able to get any discard outlets, and he only has 2 remaining in his deck. And I'm also not sure if he knows that I'm holding Gemini Imps, because Dark World players have started trying to side around Gemini Imps. Like you saw, he had the Dark Smog in, but that's just kind of a good card. And then he's just going to set 1. Looks like I pull into an MST. And I set it. I go over, and then Zen Main's in, so I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on him. I don't know if we caught the life points there or not. So he still is hoping to draw into one of his 2 remaining gates. And he does. Very nice. So he only has 1 gates left in deck. And I'm going to Typhoon this gates. So now he just has 1 gates left in the deck. He's out of Tour Guides, and none of his discard spells will resolve. So he needs Smog. He needs Smog. His last remaining gates, you can see his deck size is very large. Oh, and he has the Smog, but I drew into the MST. Very nice. Looks like I found all 3 MSTs. Very nice, very deserved. And I will poke in for 15 more. So his Zen Mains is applying a tiny bit of pressure. It doesn't really do that much damage, but it's enough to get him close to lethal, and this spam deck can threaten lethal really bad. Oh, he specials the Cyber Dragon. He told me after this that he forgot to put Chimera Deck in his extra deck, which is really funny. Because of all the decks in Redo, I don't think there's a deck with more extra deck space than Dark Worlds. I finally resolved my Gemini Imps, and it feels great getting the +1. So now I know his hand is 2 Dark World monsters, and this Grapha cannot get over my so this is bullying him. I let the Zen Mains die because I would just be taking 600 extra damage if I have it survive. So let's see, we have, looks like 2 Earths in grave right now. I have a Grand Soil, Card Trooper, Fortress. I wonder if I'm brave enough to bring down the Card Trooper. I'll probably bring this Card Trooper down and mill 0 Earths. I think my set is a Reckless Greed. So I do bring it down because I need to make my Grand Soil alive. I mill Heavy Storm, Decree, Tragodia, you already know. So I find no additional Earths. I think I just needed 1 Earth for that Grand Soil to go live because I have 2 in grave, 2 on board. Yeah, I just needed to hit any Earth there. And then when my gets cleared, I would have a live Grand Soil, but I'd miss. I have the Chimera Tech in my extra deck, so I do pop his. and then I'm going to hit him for 2,000. I'm just going to swing over this Grapha. This is actually a much grindier game than I'm used to playing with Dark World, so this was a little bit more interesting. Those Gemini imps are really, really good. It's interesting that like people have fallen away from them as Dark World players side around them. I don't see that being like the trend. I do think that Dark World players are gonna have to play into them somewhat, maybe like deck dev before activating draw spells or something, I'm not sure, but it seems bad to not be able to play draw spells. So he drops his Grapha again. Looks like I pull into another Gemini imp, so now he's literally relying on drawing his last field spell, it looks like. So I just hit, yeah, I think I'm going to pop this Reckless, because if I draw any machine, he will die. I just need to draw any machine monster, and he will die. And there's the card right on time off the Reckless, and I draw a Decree as well, which is great. Am I going to do it? Because if I pitch this card to special the Fortress, I am gonna win as long as he doesn't have Torrential Tribute. Nope, I don't do it. So I don't want to lose to Torrential, so I'm just gonna card and get my Decree down. And he had an MST. I still have my Gemini imps though, so I'm still most likely winning next turn. Because he only has 1 Gates remaining in his deck. And I know that his hand is 2 Dark World monsters. So he just has 1 new card that he's drawn. Okay, it looks like he passes there, and I'm just gonna kill him now. Special the Grand Soil, and he picks him up, and yeah, that's game.